Today, we're going to talk to you about one of my personal favorite in-home concentrators. With me today is our OxyGo OxyHome. And just from sound quality, looks, and reliability, this is probably my personal favorite concentrator that's out there as of right now. Um, as you can tell just by the look, it doesn't look like a typical oxygen concentrator. To me, it almost looks like more like a modern like air purifier or something that you'd have in your room. So I just feel like it would fit in to your house a little bit better, and not look, so out of place like some of them are. Our OxyGo OxyHome, so it has a setting range of zero point 0.5 to 5 liters of continuous flow. This is going to be a little heavier at 42 pounds, but typically you're not moving these from place to place too often, so weight typically isn't as big of an issue. But this is whisper quiet. This is by far one of the quietest in-home concentrators that are out there. They have a really cool twin fan design inside these that helps keep the sound down, helps keep the heat down, so it's not actually outputting as much heat as well on the exhaust vents. And they have a really nice LCD screen up here that I'm going to show you here in a little bit as well. I'll turn it on also so you can hear it. And then power consumption, it's right around 350 watts as well. That's right about average for typical 5-liter concentrators. And the OxyGo OxyHome, so this comes with a manufacturer's 3-year warranty. And again, I rarely see these come back for any sort of service issues or anything, so they have been super reliable. So, not that you'll necessarily use the warranty, but it does come with that 3-year manufacturer warranty. So, just a couple features on the device. So, you'll notice here's your flow meter. So, again, settings of 0.5 to 5 continuous flow. This little strap right here is where you're going to put a humidifier bottle if you want to use one. And then over on this side, so you're going to have where the oxygen comes out. So that's where you're going to put your tubing on. Here is a little power protection, which is a little button that you can reset just in case power trips or anything like that. That just helps reset the device. And then right here, you got a nice little carry handle, one on each side in case you do need to move it. On top of that, you do have a bigger grab handle right up on top as well. And right here is a fill port. So if you are a person who needs to fill their own oxygen tanks, you can get a caddy that goes on top of this and actually connect this to your fill station to fill oxygen tanks. So that is another great plus, that this is a dual device. So it not only supplies oxygen to the patient, but you can actually fill oxygen tanks with it as well, with an additional fill station. So now we're on the back side of the concentrator, and up on top here is where you're going to find 2 different filters. So we'll slide this out here. So the first one is just your typical kind of cabinet filter. So that just protects from getting the big dust and debris from getting inside. That can be washed and dried and put back on the machine. They also do have replacements in case they do go bad. And then inside where we took the cover off is our intake filter, and that just pulls right off. And that can be replaced. So that's just a standard intake filter there. And then cover just slides right back on. And now we'll start it up so I can show you the display screen and also show you the sound quality on the device. So just to start up the device, we push down on the button on top. And as you can tell, it is a very, very nice, quiet unit. I've been very impressed with the sound quality off of these. By far the quietest in-home concentrator that I've heard so far. All right, a couple things that you're going to see here. So they got a couple different lights that can come on. So green light is good. So that's your power. So let's know it's turned on. They do have a light that will come on for any power outages, in which you can also utilize that button that's on the side of the device to reset. We have a low oxygen concentration or an issue with startup light that will come on here. and then a low pressure light as well. So that's all helpful for us here if you do have any issues with the concentrator when you call in. We just need to know those specific lights that come on. And you also have your hour counter right there. Just again, nice, real sleek display that they have on this device. All right, so now we're on to the oxygen index score. And as you can tell, I rated the OxyGo OxyHome pretty high. This was one of my favorite devices by far for in-home concentrators. So for power consumption, it's rated at a 7. Again, it's pretty average at 350 watts. For maintenance and serviceability, ranked at a 9. Easy to get to the both the particle filter and the intake filter for replacement. They're located right on the top of the device. For sound quality, this one is also ranked a 9. This is the quietest in-home that I have heard. So I have this one ranked at the top. For price, ranked an 8. Again, you can find these for on the cheaper side of in-home concentrators. And for size and weight, it is a 6. This one is a little heavier and a little taller than typical concentrators, but I also do think this helps with the sound quality and also with the serviceability, reaching those filters without having to bend over. So, total daily living score of 39. For build quality, I have it at a 9. This one, again, is built really well. Very impressed with those twin fan for keeping the unit cool and nice and quiet. Durability, I have it ranked an 8. It is very well built. I've seen the inside and the compressor housing, stuff like that. It is very, very well built. For oxygen output, this is ranked a 6. Again, this one goes from a zero point 0.5 to 5 on the flow meter. For smart features, I have this ranked at an 8. It does have a built-in oxygen sensing device to make sure it's getting the proper purity to the end user. And then ease of use, I also have this ranked at an 8. Nice and simple features for turning the device on, and nice easy flow meter to increase and decrease the flow settings, and also again easy to access the filters on top of the device. For a total score for technology at under 39 and a overall total oxygen index score of 78. Overall, the OxyHome is a very reliable, quiet, and stylish home concentrator. If those are very important points for you or your loved one, I highly, highly recommend getting the OxyGo OxyHome. If you do have any questions in regards to the OxyGo OxyHome, give our oxygen sales specialist a call here at Main Clinic Supply.